Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever in the world you may be. This evening we're taking a trip back to the 1970s, which was the first time I did the boho look. And quite frankly, I've never stopped. Maybe not quite as exaggerated as this. I mean, this is a very 1970s look. The bag, a little bit later. This is sort of early 80s, but it would pass the 70s. These sort of long crocheted scarves were hugely in. And wearing, a short dress over flared pants was the way to go. Big hat, narrow sunnies, bit of a charm bracelet thing or something like that, a few bangles. And there you have it, the boho look. So this spring and summer, boho is back, apparently, although boho never really left as far as I'm concerned. It's been my favourite style since the 70s. I've sort of drifted in and out of it a bit, worn it to its extreme in the 70s, maybe toned it down a little bit after that. And when we went to live in France, it became boho chic because, everything is about how you look when you live in France. Quite amusing, really, at times. Anyway, I digress. So, boho, bohemian look. So this dress has appeared for, goodness, the third time on my channel. This brown and white striped maxi dress. Well, maxi dress on me, because I'm short. So if it carries on like this, the dress might as well have its own channel. This is very boho. This skirt is just awesome. I love it. I can't remember when I got this skirt, but I know it was sometime during the 1970s anyway. And things like this, a lot of muslin, a lot of very fine, floaty sort of layers of, like chiffon, very soft silk, that sort of style. And this, which I bought in this is sort of a mid-90s revival of boho. And this I absolutely love. Although, as my mother would say, it doesn't leave much to the imagination. It is a tad see-through. Oh, goodness me, what else can I mean, this dress that I bought from Mango recently, this is perfect boho style. If you wear this over a pair of black flared pants, similar to the ones I've got on, these are sort of near the mark, but they used to be much more flared than this. This was the closest I could get, so I don't have any original pants left from the 70s, nor would I fit in them. Lace was a very big sort of trend. Lacy tops like this. And crochet. This is very much the sort of bag that was the style in the 70s. Just a really basic shoulder bag with a flap. Quite often made in leather, but by artisans. It'd be tooled leather, so it'd have gorgeous embossing and, debossing, and painted probably. But this bag I love. The Sac launched this to mark their 30th anniversary of being in business. And yeah, I love this bag. It's so boho, it's fabulous. Now I do have an original 1970s boho scarf in silk. Now, this is a beautiful paisley design in pink and blue. Just gorgeous, but I think I bought this in about 1973-ish. Yeah. I do hang on to things. These sort of things are very typical of the 70s as well. Again, like I was saying, that crochet sort of look. You know, you'd have a crochet shawl, you know, that sort of trailed behind you. It was all very dramatic and very, very fabulous. Scarves were a huge thing, actually. This one by Etro. This is not from the 70s, but it looks like it's just fallen off a page of Vogue in the 1970s. It is a stunning scarf, absolutely stunning. I love it. It's a great scarf to wear, you know, as a sarong or pareo on the beach in summer, which I'm looking forward to tremendously. Let's pop that there. So what else we got? Oh, tie-dye. How could I forget tie-dye? Goodness. Let me take these little tops off. Tie-dye, look at this. These colours are just beautiful. And it was all about sort of draping your body almost. You know, everything had to sort of fall and flow. There was nothing rigid, nothing stiff at all about it. You know, nothing was particularly fitted. There were no sort of, you know, suit jackets and pencil skirts and all of that. That was just, no. It's all about being comfortable in things like this. I mean, these are very recent dresses that I bought, in my favourite colour, of course. And this is very boho, you know, with a tiered skirt, the puffy sleeves. I love this look. What I'm going to do on Friday is style a few sort of 1970s inspired outfits, so you can have a good look at the 1970s from the perspective of one who was there. Like this. This I bought. Oh, this arrived just a couple of days ago from a company called Suburb. Now, if you're in Australia, you'll know about Suburb. It's a cheap sort of, well, it's an online store. They have physical stores as well. It's sort of aimed for teenagers and early 20s, but, you know, I don't take any notice of that. This cost me $7, and it is a beautiful, beautiful lace wrap top. It's just gorgeous. Things like this are great for when you don't want to put your arms on show. And also like this that I'm wearing, this is very sheer and voluminous. This is very 70s. You know, you could scoop it up above your elbows. It would drape and hang. It's really, oh, I loved the 70s. It was just the best time for fashion. It really was. Let me think, what else? I mean, this sort of thing. You know, you'd go into Bieber and these would be draped around all the oops, covering the microphone up. Draped around all the mannequins. The floppy hats and everything. I wish I could take you back there in a time machine. It was such an era. It really was absolutely fabulous. These two dresses I bought in a sale recently, that they're both the same, but I'm going to, at the moment they're fairly short. But between the two of them, I'm going to make a maxi out of them, which will be very on trend for this season. I mean, it doesn't really bother me if I'm on trend or not, but you know, I do like the fact that boho is going to be styled, that boho is in, and you know, for once I'll be bang on trend. This is a copy of an original design from Bieber from probably around 1970. And I've never worn it, it's far too long. It's very heavy. It's much too warm to wear here. But I hope you can see the detail in that. And the cuff, with the buttons on the little crochet cuff. Just gorgeous. Oh, I think you can see it better there. Oops, cover my face up. Hopefully that focused. Square back and V-neck front. Empire line, which was very, very popular. Just beautiful. I think I'll put that on Friday, but not for very long because the weather is warming up considerably here. So what have we talked about? Scarves, tie-dye, tiered skirts. This sort of fabric as well. Whoops, excuse me. It's funny because I had this store. This has been stored for years and years, and it's. This is a classic 1970s skirt because it is from the 1970s. And when I unpacked it, I thought, well, I might put that on to do this video, but the elastic has ceased to be. As Monty Python would say, it has gone to meet its maker. It is elasticated no more. But this sort of fabric was hugely on trend. You know, this is very similar to this scarf that I think featured in a video I did called The Old and the Beautiful. This was bought in 1970 and I love it. I really do love it. It's beautiful. I love the elephants around the border. Really gorgeous. What else can I tell you? Let's see. What do we have? Quite a lot of lacy tops. And these sort of crochet. This crochet dress with a bit of a sleeve there. You know, if this was long, this would be classic 1970s. But it's a sort of a short version of a 1970s dress. I'm talking of 1970s dress, this top I have had for, oh, goodness me, I don't know, I just cannot remember when I got this, but it's been years and years. And it is a little bit tight, I must admit. So if you see it straining a bit on the seams, you'll know why. Okay, now feet. Funny thing about the 70s and boho, most people went barefoot. And I didn't wear shoes for, goodness me, probably until the early 90s. I just used to be barefoot. I mean, if anything was worn on the feet at all during the 70s, it was something like this, you know, very minimal, strappy sandal. You know, with very fine straps, so as little as possible on your feet, basically. I mean, obviously not in the winter if it was cold, but, you know, I'm talking about summer here. This also featured in the Old and the Beautiful video, which is the original early 70s brooch. And the big hat that I had on earlier were just, oh, I mean, it was obligatory. You had to have the big hat with the floppy brim. They were very dramatic times, and they were great times for fashion. Anyway, I look forward to showing you some outfits on Friday. And what else was there? Oh yes, if you've watched my videos and you've enjoyed them, I really would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you would, I'd really like you to subscribe to my channel. It would help enormously. So, nothing more to say, except I'll see you on Friday, hopefully. À bientôt mes amis. Au revoir et bonsoir.